Right, okay, so as you can see, I have a new game that I'm just starting and just of recent. This is a very special game that has very important to me in my childhood of video games. We are playing The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, and as for now, it is just me. There is no Blake or Jackson, and I do have a lot to explain as to why I'm actually here, why am I playing this game. As well as other things that's going to occur around the game. But just for now, actually, first off, I'm just going to see that everything is pretty much up on par. Subtitles is definitely on. Let's have a look at the controls. The config is always going to be important to me. Everything should actually be set to how I had it last time. So depending on how all this actually plays out too, we may actually not get to see the light of day on this, but I'm really hoping I'd actually get a chance to actually upload this game, because it really does hold a very special point in my heart. We're going to go straight into it, and like I said, the more we delve into it, the more I'll explain. Each event is preceded by prophecy, but without the hero, there is no event. Zuran Artus, the Underking. In the waning years of the third era of Tamriel, a prisoner born on a certain day to uncertain parents was sent under guard, without explanation, to Morrowind, ignorant of the role he was to play in that nation's history.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Many fall, but one remains.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Alright. Holy shit, I've just got this huge wave of nostalgia. Should I go with the name that I had a very long time ago when I last played this? Because when I played these games, I really took it very seriously. And if Blake or Jackson were here, then I'd sort of lighten it up. But because it's just me, I will probably go with how I had it before. Who knows how long. So my name will be Murgan. That is my name.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
Oh, okay, so just for the record, there will be some cases in which I will be quiet because I kind of want to have the emotion in this, unlike some of the other Let's Plays that I've done where I just took a light-hearted jab to it, especially when the others are around. Okay, so everything should be in configuration. There we go.
You better do what they say.
Yep, I'm on my way now. So, where do I begin? Well, first off, actually, let's just complete this part of the tutorial until we actually have a little bit more freedom, allowing me to actually explain what I currently am doing and what I'm playing. Why all of a sudden am I actually playing this as opposed to a PS1 game, or even a Game Boy, or even a SNES?
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Ah, but you have no idea how long I've been actually looking forward to actually touching this game and even recording it. Activate with E, yep, pretty much so.
The sooner you leave, the sooner we can move on.
Okay. Holy shit, I'm just...
On deck, now.
Okay, shit, alright, I'm getting to there. Ugh. Oh my god. I'm just blissed.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and it'll show you to the census office.
Alright, best do that. Alright, let me just finish this bit first and then we'll get to it.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Okay, character customization. Shit, I'm actually trying to remember what my race was. Oh, for the sake, because, you know, depending on the province that you're in on certain games, the game will immediately assume you are playing the race of the same species of the province. So in this case, yes, we will be playing as a Dark Elf, but let's have a look at the other races that we have as well. We have Argonian, and they also give you different skill bonuses and specials. Resist disease, immune to poison, water breathing, and all these little skills that we're going to have to be that you'll be utilizing a lot more depending on the race that you choose. So I should say Argonians are a lot more. I mean, they have some pretty awesome bonuses: resist disease, immune to poison, and they can breathe underwater. And they're more or less. How do they play it so much? I don't know the kind of class they usually play but of course, according to this, they specialize in a bit of stealth and a bit of, I don't want to say magic as such, but yeah, and a bit of, I guess, unarmed. So as opposed to what class they would play, I couldn't actually tell you. Bretons, they're more or less your mages of races of the game. Not the best mages, but mostly they just reek of it. So they got Magicka bonus, which gives you a lot more magic. They're resistant to magic, not completely, but obviously 50%. Dragon skin, which I believe that's a it's one of those day skills that you can use once a day in the game, of course. So Dark Elf. So this is going to be the race we will choose. We have Ancestor Guardian, so we can Sanctuary 50 points for 60 seconds on self. And we're also resistant to fire, which I believe will be very nice. And these are going to be the skills we're going to work in, but we'll get to that. So High Elves, they're kind of a 50-50. These are more of the magical elves if you really want to play yourself as a magey elf, but there is a double-edged sword to this. So they are really high in magic, a lot more than Bretons. However, they're also extremely weak to magic. As you can see, they have a fuck ton of weaknesses, which is not good, but they also do resist disease. Mind you, this is going off Morrowind standards. I think in Oblivion and Skyrim, they kind of, I don't know if they've nerfed or they buffed High Elves, or as they're called, actually, what are High Elves called? Because I know Dunmo's Dark Elf, High Elf is, oh no, that's Wood Elf, which is Bosma. Shit, I can't remember. But anyway, we'll actually get to that. I can't believe it's been so long since I've actually played this. Imperials, they're more or less your paladin kind of race in a way. So Star of the West, Voice of the Emperor, Charm, and Absorb Fatigue. So they utilize mostly a bit of combat, and oh, that's right, no, they don't really use magic, but yeah, kind of like your warrior, knight, bard-esque kind of race. So I do like the Imperial race, honestly. Khajiits, they're your cat race that were obviously given a lot more of enhancement. Oh no, that was Daggerfall. They changed it from men to now the cat. Yeah, so your feline race. Eyes of the Night, so there's night vision essentially, and then demoralized humanoid, so scare tactics. And these guys are more or less like, if you played as a monk, Khajiit, that's probably your best bet, because they really specialize in hand-to-hand. They're very speedy, and they're very good at stealth as well. So this is mostly stealth, thief, monk. That's kind of the classes you're going to be working with. Nords are a very sort of barbaric race. They're hailed from Skyrim, immune to frost, resist shock, which is actually pretty cool. Woad, which is shield. I actually did not know about Woad, but okay, that's probably only a Morrowind thing. And Thunder Fist, which is a form of magic. These guys don't really actually use much of magic. They're all about just basic brute strength of swords, blades, and just strength over in general. Nords do have their quirks and perks. We have Orcs. This is one of the race that doesn't really get played a lot for, I guess, various good reasons. Resist Magicka, and they have Berserk, which is actually pretty OP, except obviously you're slow as shit once you activate it. And just like with Nords, they mostly specialize in combat. That's what I was thinking. But they're also more on defense as such, as noted with your armors and armorer and block. So pretty nice. Red Guards, they are more... I mean, they also specialize in combat as well, but more so for blades and axes, very sharp weapons. Resist disease, resist poison, like Zargonian, and they also have Adrenaline Rush, which is very nice too. So, Red Guards, very nice. And Wood Elf, or the Bosmer, as they're called. Fuck, I really want to know what the High Elf is actually named. Anyway, resist disease and beast tongue. They can command creature. These are more or less your stealthy sort of wood elves. They especially specialize in marksmen and very light armor, and occasionally they'll make poisons. Alright, so Dunmer. We're going to be played as a Dark Elf, and we are going to be a man, and we are going to change our preset face. I think there is a distinctive one that I do go for. In fact, it's pretty much the default face that you would see like in the cover of, well, not the cover of Morrowind, but even like if you've got Morrowind on Steam, yeah, you'll see this face, and this is primarily what I also go for, but let's see what other presets we have as well. In most cases, oh yeah, we can also be like Dube from the very first Dark Elf that we saw in the beginning. Yeah, and these guys, I should also mention, they're very balanced in skills when it comes to stealth, magic, and combat. They're a very balanced race, so more or less that's why I also do like going for Dark Elves, but here this is kind of the exception. Alright, so we're back to the beginning. We're going to choose this guy right here because he looks pretty... You know, I can make out the irises and all that, and he's got a bit of face tattoo. He's kind of like, he stepped straight from Once Were Warriors, and we will be changing hair, or it says change hair, but you also can give him like distinctive pointy ears as well. I mean, that looks pretty cool. And again, I think I usually go with the sort of default skin. It's nothing exciting really that when I create this character. This is basically what I'm just showing off, as you can see. We're not going with that. It's somewhere around here. Mohawk with a bit of a I was gonna say what do you call it, a mullet as such, but no, it's a bit more civilized. I mean, this kind of hair is looking pretty nice as well. I do like this one, but it's okay. It's like this, but it's not that because there's a little bit more hair. This he kind of reminds me of I was gonna say a little bit of Tetsuo from Akira, but not so much as likely. Is it this one? No, I think there was another. I think it was this one. Yeah. This is the hair that I usually choose. Again, this is pretty much the standard look of the Nerovine. I think that's what we're going to be called later on in the game. I don't really know, but this is what the game visualizes the main protagonist to be, and that's exactly what we're going to go with. So we are Mugen. Not Mugen, we're not a fucking cow. We are Mergen, ready for action.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Okay, so just like with most Elder Scroll games, we start off as a prisoner. But here we've just got our sort of parole, I'm assuming. So we're just getting our release up to date. Oh my god, I just remember the music in this game is fantastic. Alright. Head on in. I just cut him off right there, but no worries.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
So this is where you actually now start to basically pick a class, and there's three ways of doing it. We answer his questions, we give him some info. Oh, so we answer questions, the game will generate a class for us, we give him info, we pick a class, or we can fill the forms out ourselves and make a custom class, so one that's outside of this game's sort of limited library. And that's what we're going to do. Going to create our own class, which I think we're just going to leave the name for Adventurer. Specialization, well, okay, so there should be 3 specializations. So combat, these are all your skills for combat that's provided. Some of these, if you played Morrowind and Skyrim, some of these skills you probably won't recognize because they actually axed quite a few skills. Like, for example, in Morrowind, the combat, medium armor doesn't exist anymore from Oblivion. We also have Spear, that's also gone too. And you also, if you play Oblivion, Long Blade and a Short Blade in there somewhere is being combined to Blade, which is primarily swords. Magic, Enchant. Enchant disappeared from Oblivion, but it came back in Skyrim, which is actually pretty good. Unarmored, unarmored is an X skill in Oblivion. Pretty much everything else is set in stone there. And stealth, we've got short blades there, mercantile, hand to hand, sneak armor, marksman, speechcraft. Yeah, so I think there's about 21 skills in total. Yep. And we're going to specialize in combat because I can only think of a few a few major skills and minor skills that we're actually going to be utilizing. Okay, so attributes, strength. So starting effects is starting of health and how much we want to carry. And for me, I'm always been carry as much as you can. So definitely, yeah, we're going to go with strength. And we also have, we've got two attributes to choose. We have intelligence, which is more about determines the maximum amount of magicka. Yep. Willpower is the effects of your magic and your resistance to it. I usually go with willpower and also your maximum fatigue. Agility, as you can, it's no brainer. You can work out what agility does, as well as speed, how fast we can move. Endurance is how much health that we can take, as well as your fatigue. Personality, dealing with characters like with speechcraft and maybe mercantile. And then we have luck, that affects every action in a very, very small way. I will put myself for willpower instead. Those usually are the two attributes I favor most of all. Okay, now we have our skills. Now, because of the custom class, we can actually choose 10 out of 21 skills to choose. And depending on what you choose, you prioritize those skills in order to level up. Right, let's just see how this is all going to go. Okay, let's do the first thing. So I want the first thing to be Longblade. Longblade is probably going to be my primary skill I'm going to be utilizing. Let's choose a magic. I'm going to go with Destruction. Destruction is your attack magic. I will go in favor of that. And I'd like to try, on the stealth side, we're going to put Marksman there, because I want to utilize my bow and arrow skills if I can. Going back to major skills, we'll need block, because I'm going to be also using shield, and we're also going to put in short blade there. As opposed to having a long sword, short sword will also be very handy. I think I'm pretty happy with the major skills. Now we have the minor skills. Now, of course, armors is good, but you've got 3 different kinds of armors. Well, I guess 4, even though unarmored is not technically an armor per se. But, this is... I try, not to favor one. I do like, there's benefits for every single one of them, but I will admit medium armor is kind of a bit of a not needed necessity, of course, but it is playing off, I guess, straight like D&D. Anyway, without further ado, let's put in blunt weapon there. Yeah, axe is good, actually. And spear, yep. So I'm going to be primarily using more attack skills, or skills which I'm going to be using quite a lot. So we've got ourselves I think that's all the combat we've got right there. I'm not going to utilize athletics. I'm going to be on the move all the time. We are going to go back to magic, and I will put in restoration, because I will going to primarily utilize some healing spells. Restoration has always been a must, well, especially in Oblivion, so I'll keep that there. And then the last one would be, well, would it be over in stealth? I think it would be. I think it's going to be sneak or hand to hand. I mean, sneak is also very good too. And hand to hand has also been another one. Again, like in Oblivion, I primarily use more or less attacking skills as such. Sneak and armor is kind of like the next down priority skill I will utilize. Actually, this is going to be a little bit hard. Pickpockets, hand to hand. I mean, I guess it's kind of pointless I put in hand to hand if I'm going to have all these other fucking different attacks. Oh, okay, I'll go with sneak. I think before then I actually did have, instead of sneak, it was hand to hand. So, class description. Well, we're an adventurer. What description can we put in, really? We are adventurer is... hang on. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is sort of the best I'm going to do with my description right here. The adventurer is released into Morrowind, traveling far and wide, helping those in need and making a name for himself, not just in the community or Morrowind, but Tamriel. So, I mean, I suppose that's, again, as best as any. Let's do this.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Okay, choosing a star sign. Alright, so this sort of also gives you added additional extra bit of bonuses. I mean, in a way, if you've played D&D in some aspects, it's pretty much set in stone. Okay, so the apprentice. So fortifies, we get a little bit more of magicka, but we are also weak to magicka too. So do not choose this if you're a high elf, because that just fucking blows. Was it Falmir? Is Falmir the race name? I feel like it is Falmir. Oh, I'll find out. The Atronak. So this one actually fortifies our magic a lot more than the apprentice does. We can also absorb spells, but we have stunted magicka. So our magicka doesn't regenerate as opposed to other skills that have in play. In order to obtain our magicka, we need to absorb it, essentially. So that's what it has over there. The Lady fortifies personality and fortifies endurance. This is actually one of the best attributes you can actually pick, because there is no down negative sides of it. So most of the others, there is some sort of debuff that you'll get. The Lord, 100% weakened to fire from Trollkin, which is pretty fucking insane. But we also restore health 2 points for 30 seconds on self. Not bad. We also have the Lover, fortify agility for 25 points. We can paralyze our victims for the kiss for 60 seconds. But this will also damage our fatigue for 200 points, so fuck that. Your mage is your... So this is like the very, very beginning part of magicka. It's not as good as the apprentice or as Atronak, but there is no negative sides to it, so that's okay if you want to start in that way without any debuffs. Ritual, turn undead for 100 points. There's Blessed Word and Blessed Touch, essentially, turning undead, essentially. And we can also restore 100 points of health to ourselves. This is actually not too bad. Serpent, poison 3 points for 30 seconds, and damage health for 1 point on 30 seconds. On self, yes. I've never actually gone with Serpent as such. There's actually not many attributes I actually choose. The Shadow, invisibility for 60 seconds. Which does sound pretty cool, but I think you can actually get a spell or even a scroll that enables you to even go a little bit, last longer for invisibility. So it's probably not worth taking. The Steed is also pretty good. It just increases your speed. And I know the Steed is actually a very good... Starstone in Skyrim. I think I end up going with the Steed overall. The Thief. So we have Sanctuary by 10 points. In Oblivion, Thief is kind of fucking busted. They increase 10 points to skills of Sneak. No, it wasn't Sneak. No, it was all these other skills. Yeah, anyway, a ridiculous amount of skills. So the Thief is quite far, pretty full on. The Tower, detect animal 200 feet, I should say, detect enchantments for 200 feet, and detect key for 200 feet. Pretty cool, a little bit niche, but pretty cool. And we can open 50 points. We can open chests or doors for 50 points on touch. And we have Warrior, 45 magic for 10 points. So I should also say, so Thief, Warrior, and Mage, they're your sort of three primary star signs attributes that you'd actually sort of begin with a very small amount. Usually I guess I choose Warrior. I remember I did choose the Thief at some point. So Sanctuary 10 points. I'm trying to remember what exactly was Sanctuary, where it was like it increases more or less your stealth sort of approach with skills, just like Mage would increase a little bit on magicka and Warrior would increase on attack. But here in this game, it's more or less, this gives you a little bit more magic. Sanctuary, I actually don't know what exactly it's increasing with Sanctuary, unless I have to delve into the game. And here you just attack a little bit more. I think for this point, we are going to choose the Warrior for the set. As much as I want to choose the Thief, but I'm going to go with Warrior, because we are actually going to be doing a lot of attacking. Not to say that we are a very barbaric class, of course.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Okay, the final bits right here. So we are Mergen, the Dark Elf Adventurer. We are Warrior. So here's our health of 45, magicka of 40, and our fatigue of 170. Here are our attributes that we have. Our highest being speed and strength, because I think that's already been a factor within the Dark Elf. And our other one, Our willpower was probably on 30, but I gave it to, so it's rounded up to 40, so not bad indeed. Our major skills, so long blade and destruction and short blade are right up there, which is pretty nice. Like I said, major skills and I think minor skills, these are the skills we're going to be prioritizing if we're going to gain experience and level up. Same thing sort of applies in Morrowind. So very sort of balanced. And then the other skills like athletics could have been a very favored attribute you could have got given to your Dark Elf, but I'm okay with that. We resist fire, we have Ray Ward, we can fortify attack. Well, that's because of our star sign. We also have our powers, Ancestor Guardian, which again I think oh, here we go, Sanctuary 50 points. Ah, okay. So yeah, alright, so choosing Thief, this probably would have gotten a little bit more to it, but it's okay. And we also have one spell, we have Fire Bite, 15 points of 15 to 30 points on touch. It's a touch spell. Okay, I've got to remember that. So far we're looking pretty good with how this is going, and this is your point where you can actually change everything, if in case you change your mind, of course, on the last minute. But we're good. Okay, I have a stats menu, and that's it down there. We have our health, magic, and fatigue. Where you can always view for your information. Yep. Right click.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Alright, so we'll do that. Pick up item, yes. So this is our release identification. For release by Emperor Uriel Septon the 7th decree to the district of Vardenfell in the province of Morrowind. This is our character here. Signed, Sokuhius Urgala, agent of the Cedar Neen Imperial Census and Excise, 16th of the last seed, 3E 427. Alright, we shall take this. And we now have an inventory, which is nice. We can see what we're carrying. Right clicked, yep. It's been a long fucking time since I've last played this game, so I think, here we go. So just gonna have to, let's just move it up here so we have a bit of information. Weapons, apparel, magic, and miscellaneous. And this is our carrying capacity, as we can see. This is all we have, so not pretty good at this moment, although we are just basically released. Well, just about. And I think we can actually, there are some things we can take. Well, I think we can take anything around here, actually. Alright, let's, what do you want? There's not really much we can do. Persuasion and training. No, let's not worry about that. Let's see what else do we have around here. I think, this limeware platter, yeah, you can actually take this and you can get a shit ton of coin if you do. But, let's not do that. I don't know. I just like to kind of give myself the challenge in a way. But there is a lot of shit that we can actually take or can do.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Sullus
Gravius. Alright, here we go. Yeah, okay, so what is happening? Well, okay, so the story is, I'm not playing this on the regular PC that I play with when I've been playing with all my other Let's Plays. Mostly the emulated games on fucking PlayStation and N64. So what do we got? Learn how to do combat. Alright, pick up the dagger on the table. Let's do it. So an iron dagger, it is a short blade, one hand. Very nice. Equip the dagger and put it on the picture. Will do. Let's do that. So you just pick up this, put it on the character, and there we are. We are armed to the teeth. Press F to pull out your weapon. The harder to swing, the more damage it does, but the more fatigue it will drain. Pretty much self-explanatory right there. Ready our weapon. So here's a little swing, and then we got a huge sort of swing. We can do like a slash or a jab. Very nice, very nice. We'll put the weapon away now. Alright, what do we have here? Note to Hriskar. Hriskar, don't think I've forgotten our wager. I want this dagger sharp as a scamp's claw by morning. I mean, we can take this if we really wanted to, but nah, let's just leave it there for now. We also have, there's food and all that we can take. We will be taking the apprentice's lockpick. That's going to be very handy. Equipping lockpicks in the inventory. So just like with a weapon, you have to actually manually equip the lockpick. We're also going to take the Flynn as well, which is a regional liquor. Acts like a potion. I think it's just your basic health potion from memory. Let's have a look. It doesn't, unless we drink it, of course, but no, we can't do anything about it for now. We also have some bread. We can take food, but there's not really much point of taking food at this point, unless if we really need to. There's also, yeah, we have books that we can read as well. This just basically tells us all the different attributes that we actually come across, and there's a bit of a backstory that you can learn. If you want to read this, you can just pause on the video and just go through the whole thing. We're just going to leave the book there. Not really much to take. I mean, there are some precious, like these silverware pitchers that would be worth, you can take and sell them for a shit ton of money, of course. We will take this large kwama egg, because I believe it also serves as an ingredient which can be used for alchemy. And we have a small chest. So, we must get the lockpick, put it on our character so we can equip it. And this is where luck sort of plays. We can be successful in that lockpick and actually open it. So, okay, we failed on that one right there. Oh, we failed on that one. And there is a durability on our lockpick as well, so there we go. Alright, what have we got? We have 31 gold, which we will take. So yeah, just be mindful of, again, it really just comes down on your skill to... what was I? Your luck. Your luck also comes into play when it comes to lockpicking, as well as your skill, I guess, you know, your lockpicking skills. Alright, I know there's just a few things down here I think we can explore. What do we have right there? Oh, is that soul gem? Oh yeah, petty soul gem. Yeah, we'll take the soul gem. I don't know if we're actually going to be doing much enchantments, but they're always, you know, very handy to have. That's really nothing in there. Got sacks. What do we have? Bloat. I think that looks like an ingredient. Kwama, cuttle, and what's this? A scuttle. Again, alchemy. That's also a bit of a given. We could actually do a little bit of alchemy if we so choose to. These are both... Alright, we'll just do the take all feature right here. Yeah, these are all just sort of ingredients. We also have a bedroll, which is what you use in order... So when you level up your certain skills to a point, I think the game will tell you that you must rest and recollect on what you've just learned, and that's just basically the game telling you to level up. You can eat ingredients by equipping them on your character in the inventory menu. Ingredients have different properties. Some may hurt you and some may help you. Let's see what else that we have. Okay, so we'll actually try it actually. So let's start with the small egg. Let's take just one of them. Well, we're just eating it essentially, so it doesn't really give us much. Anything else? What about this squib jerky? Has no effect. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I'm not going to waste any more time of just knowing what ingredients does this and what. I think we've got a few things to go. Got to go through this door. And now we have a little map down here. It's a very tiny little piece of shit. You can't even see it. It shows you the place of where you are and which way I'm facing. Okay. And I think by pausing on this, there we go. We've got our map. We will be... Can we set this up a little bit more better? Let's move my character down here. Let's just bring this up back a bit, and we'll move this up here for now. That will be pretty much better. And we have the little what do you call it? There's you got your in-zoomed map as well as your world map. Oh, local map. There you go. So there's Morrowind. Well, technically this is, what is this? It's, It's, okay, yes, it is Morrowind, because over here would be Skyrim, there's Cyrodiil, and, Black Marsh, I think it is down there. But, no. I think this around here is actually Morrowind. And it takes place in that sort of big island part of Morrowind, essentially. So, yeah, you're not really exploring all of Morrowind, it's just one part of it. So before you go into this door, I do remember if you go into this barrel, there we have an engraved ring of healing. We are going to definitely pick this up, but we're not going to equip it. There's a very important reason. Well, it's not very important, but there's a good reason for it. We have a magic menu. You can see the power, spells, and magic items. Pretty to ready my magic, which we only have one spell. Oh, I suppose we need to activate it. Let's have a look. Well, we got the engraved ring of healing, which is nice. And there we go. Let's put this right over here. It'll be a bit more organized. I don't know if you can hear that. My guinea pigs, they're just squeaking like mad over there, but, you know, it's all good. It's one of them. It's either Moo, Cleo, or Oakley. We have Firebite. We would like to... so that's now activated. And we also have this, but I don't think it's... because it's not actually on me at this point, so... let me just see. There we go. Our predatory hands are ready for magic. I'm not going to waste any magicka spells. As you can see down there, our magic is activated. Okay, I believe this is the last thing we do before we actually are released. Go and speak to the captain. Don't try and persuade him if you're not good at it at all. Yeah, well, I'm not going to take our chances on that. Yo! First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I am Celius Gravius, but my background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. Alright then. So, and by the different highlighted words that we come across, you can ask a little bit more backstory towards that. Yes, you're in Morrowind. I don't know why you are here, or why you were released from prison and shipped here, but your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septon VII himself. And I don't need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you are free. You are a free man. But before you go, I have instructions on your duties. Instructions from the Emperor. So pay careful attention. Alright, so this is where the part of the quest is going to come into play. By clicking on duties, this package came with the news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Corsades, I believe that's how you pronounce it, I don't know, in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Corsades. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you and a disposable and a dispersal to your name. Holy shit! All right. I've also been given a bit of gold. That's fucking great. Background. What is your... oh, okay. First off, Balmora. Balmora is north of Cedar Nean. The road passes Palagade Village and Fort Palagade. Crosses a deep ravine. Passes Fort Moonmoth, then turns west across the Ordial River and into Balmora. South Wall Corner Club is the southeast. Balmora on the east side of the river. For more detailed directions, talk to Elone, I believe, the scout at Ari's trade house here in Cedar Nean. But take my advice. You are new here. Take the Slit Strider to Balmora. Fast, cheap, safe. Cross the bridge and head east. Can't miss it. So yeah, Slit Striders are your taxi services essentially. Very weird looking one. So we've asked about Morrowind. What about your background? A knight errant of the Imperial Legion. So yeah, also I'm not going to be reading every single bit of dialogue, only the very important bits that I really need to know. Uriel Septon, who's going to serve a huge significance in the next game. As the Emperor according to my instructions for the Empire. Okay. There's over 400 years. This game has got quite a bit of, world explanation going off. I mean, kudos to those who actually make it as such. I've asked about Balmora. Slit Striders, here we go. Carry passengers. Yeah, so, you know, if you don't... so think of it like in Skyrim where you can carry a hire a horse, hire a Slit Strider. We can also ask for various questions around on this side. So let's talk about the guy that we need to report to. I'll tell you where you find him. South Wall Corner Club. Alright, that's what we're going to do. My trade. Have I done my trade? Yeah, so let's try Morrowind. I think we're pretty good. Alright then, thank you very much.
Let's hear it.
What we just talked about it, dude. I've got nothing to say to you now. Never again.